Thunderbolts is the newest installment into the MCU directed by Jake Schreier. The logline is as follows. After finding themselves ensnared in a death trap, an unconventional team of anti-heroes must embark on a dangerous mission that will force them to confront the darkest corners of their pasts. I didn't have much expectations going into Thunderbolts, as I've become kind of indifferent to the MCU as of late, but I'm happy to say this movie is mostly good. Mild spoilers for the Thunderbolts ahead, but I won't be spoiling anything you don't already see in the trailers. Florence Pugh really shines in this movie. I love the journey Yelena took in this movie, as it is very relatable and real. It felt much more intimate and emotionally fulfilling than what we are used to with these MCU movies. And how her storyline intertwined with the character of Bob was well done, and I quite enjoyed it. The character of Bob could have been a disaster, but the filmmakers executed him well, and he was really interesting. Originally, Steven Yeun was cast in this role, but he had to drop out due to other commitments, which sucks as I think he would have crushed it. However, Lewis Pullman's performance was great, and he really sold this character. Yelena and Bob have the lion's share of the screen time and development, which means all the other characters weren't really front and center. Most of the supporting cast had the right amount of development, except for Ghost, who is completely pushed to the side and forgotten about. Additionally, Bucky felt a bit tacked on, but Sebastian Stan is great as always, so it wasn't too big of a problem. Where this movie really dragged down was the characters of Valentina and her assistant. I did not like the direction they took these two characters, and they got way too much screen time. She was not a good villain, and most of the humor with Valentina missed with me. However, the humor that did land was everything that had to do with David Harbour's Red Guardian. He was the standout of this film, and nearly all his comedic beats landed. What I also appreciate was that the movie let the dramatic beats play out, and didn't try to undercut them with a corny joke, which is one of my biggest complaints with the MCU. I'm certain the climax of this film will not work for many viewers, as it goes for a smaller, more emotional climax rather than a giant battle, which I really enjoyed and was a nice change of pace that I thought worked well in the context of the story, but I can understand why some may not like it. And even though I enjoyed the climax, the ending was very abrupt and came out of nowhere. The last 5 minutes were really weird. But all in all, I'd say go check this one out, as it is worth your time. So in conclusion, Thunderbolts is like a breath of fresh air after swimming in a sea of mediocrity that is the recent MCU. It tells an emotional story with some well-balanced humor and decent action. It has a great central protagonist with Florence Pugh, who plays really well off the rest of the cast. However, at the same time, much of this ensemble cast can feel like set dressing rather than fully fleshed out characters. And although the climax won't land with some viewers and the ending is rushed, the film is mostly good and is a fun time. 3.5 stars.